Hello everyone, what is going on? Raven here, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some facts that we may or may not have known about the wonderful movie called The Wizard of Oz. Now this is a very good classic movie, and there's some amazing details into it. But let's get into some things you might not have known. One of them being that Auntie Em actually ended her own life. In a death befitting her theatrical life, Clara Blandick, who played Dorothy's stoic Auntie Em, decided instead of succumbing to a plethora of health problems ailing her in the 1950s, she would end her own life. After staging her room with mementos, she dolled herself up in a royal blue dressing gown, gulped down an overdose of sleeping pills, lay down on her bed, tied to a plastic bag over her head. She left a note, later recovered by her landlady, that said, "I am now about to make the great adventure. I cannot endure this agonizing pain any longer. It is all over my body, neither can I face the impending blindness. I pray the Lord my soul to take. Amen." That's horrible. I did not know that, and that is depressing. That's what the actress did. Now, I get going through health problems as I'm currently going through my own health problems. I understand that sometimes you just can't deal. I mean, I'm not saying I can't deal because I am dealing, but that's horrible that she felt that way. The real Dorothy passed away as a baby. Often reported and shown in L. Frank Baum biopics as a young girl, the actual Dorothy was Baum's 5-month-old niece. Baum was already working on Oz when Dorothy Gage, his wife Maud's maiden name, note the similarity to Dorothy Gale, was born. When she passed away in infancy, Maud was so distraught that to cheer everyone up, including her, and create a memorial to his niece, Baum changed the name of the protagonist to Dorothy. Now, I don't know what the name originally was, but I think that's a great way to memorialize. The Wicked Witch of the West was severely burnt on set. Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch of the West, when she made her exit in Munchkin Land, in the first color sequence of the film, the fireball of smoke that ascends from the ground, concealing a secret elevator that took her below set. After she made her exit, however, she was trapped below the stage and suffered severe burns as a result of special effects misfire. Judy Garland and Billy Burke, who played Glinda, the Good Witch, finished the scene above her. Note that Hamilton was injured during the second take of the scene. The first take was used for the film. It was essentially a rehearsal. No further. When she came back, she said that she never wanted to use anything with the fire again. The Emerald City was white. With Chicago's White City at the 1893 World's Fair in mind, L. Frank Baum originally wrote the Emerald City as no more green than any other city. It achieved its green look only because its residents were required, by the wizard of course, to wear green spectacles to protect their eyes from the brightness and glory of its green glow, hence tricking them into believing their city was made of emeralds. The horses, when they were pulled by the horse-drawn carriage in the city, we see that the horse is actually different colors. Well, they achieved that by covering it in Jell-O. The horse that draws Dorothy and her friends through this Emerald City was coated in orange, yellow, red, green, blue, and purple gelatin powder. The only problem was keeping the horse from licking it off. My husband and I and my son, we were all just watching this movie, and I literally just asked my husband how they got the horses that color. I'm glad they did not use any sort of paint or anything like that, though I don't know how good, Jell-O gelatin is for horses, but at least that's safer, I would think, than painting the horse. The ruby slippers were originally silver. In The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's magical shoes were silver. For the movie, however, the color was changed to take advantage of the majority of film taking place in Technicolor. The design that's seen on screen was actually the second style of the slipper. The original model was Arabian influence with curled toes, much like the shoes worn by many of the Munchkins. There were originally 5 witches in Oz. The east and western witches were evil. The north and south witches were good. Glinda the Good, portrayed in the movie as being from the north, was originally from the south. In the north, there was both a good witch and Mombi, an evil witch who was first appeared in the Land of Oz, Baum's sequel to Wonderful Wizard. Also, although in the movie the Wicked Witch of the West called the Witch of the East her sister, the two were never related in the books. The Witch of the West doesn't even really care that the Witch of the East is killed by Dorothy's house. That's interesting, huh? The Tin Man was at one time a real man. In The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Baum writes that the Tin Man was once an average guy named Nick Chopper and was essentially a lumberjack. He fell in love with a servant Munchkin girl. The girl's employer, in order to keep the girl in her employ, asked the Wicked Witch of the East to cast a spell to keep Chopper away, so the witch enchanted his axe, which then chopped off all of his limbs one by one. He kept replacing them with tin until he was completely made of metal. Once completely a quote-unquote Tin Man could no longer love the Munchkin girl, hence no heart, got caught in the rain, rusted while chopping wood, which is where Dorothy finds him. There were several inconsistencies referring to a big dance number that was cut. In the film, the Wicked Witch commands Nico, the head flying monkey, to take his troops and find Dorothy and her friends in the haunted forest. Included in her instructions is the line, "I sent a little insect ahead to take the fight out of them." The insect is the jitterbug, the titular character of a song and dance sequence that was cut. Another reference is seen as the weapons that each of the 4 main characters carries through the woods. They're all exterminating or bug-catching tools. Minus 1, because I don't think you're going to use a gun to kill a bug. Nice try, though. I give props for that. But you guys ever notice that the Scarecrow is actually carrying a gun in his right hand? And some sort of like weird stick thing that bends really a lot in the left hand? Yeah, I noticed that. Ultimately, the number was abandoned because the filmmakers believed that a reference to a current popular dance craze would date the movie. Good call. Toto was paid more than the Munchkins. Terry, the Cairn Terrier who played Toto, was paid $125 a week, whereas the Munchkins were only paid $50. Kind of sad, huh? There's some more facts. I'm not going to do repeats. But I will, for sure, be reading some others here that we probably didn't get. Dorothy's dress was pink. Don't shoot the messenger. We know the dress is white and blue, but it was actually pink. It was a blue and light pink, which is easier to shoot in Technicolor. So there was blue and white, of course. But the white, the parts that look white is actually light pink. I think it just makes her dress look white, honestly. The Wicked Witch was not allowed to eat on set, so her green face was so toxic that when it was on, she could not eat anything. She had to live on a liquid diet and consume them through a straw. Her face stayed green for weeks after shooting because of copper-based ingredients in the toxic face paint. They have gotten better face paint before Wicked, the Broadway musical, was brought to life. Most of her scenes were cut, the Wicked Witch of the West here. So most of the Wicked Witch's scenes had to be edited or cut completely after being deemed too terrifying for children. So the parts that we see in the movie were a less scary version. The wizard played 5 roles. You probably know that the fortune-telling Kansas professor and the great and powerful Oz are both actor Frank Martin. He also played the Emerald City cabbie driver, the horse driving the horse of a different color, a guard at the palace, and a doorkeeper there as well. He certainly made his money's worth. Glinda, the Good Witch, was 54 years old at the time of filming. That is 18 years older than the Wicked Witch. Judy Garland's daughter married the Tin Man's son. In 1974, Judy Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli, married producer Jack Haley Jr., whose father was Jack Haley, or Haley. They did split in 1979, but they were still married. Isn't that amazing to think about? That is absolutely incredible that they had that sort of romantic knowing that their parents worked together in a movie. That must be amazing. This was a 10th screen adaptation of the book. If you thought Spider-Man reboots were bad, this was a 10th adaptation of the book. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, written by L. Frank Baum, was published in 1900 and was adapted 9 times before this iconic rendition. The author was only paid $75,000 for the rights to The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And unfortunately, this movie flopped in the box office. This massive cultural phenomenon wasn't actually successful when it first premiered. Coming out at the tail end of the Great Depression and competing with Gone in the Wind, another 1939 classic, the film barely made its $2.8 million budget back. It did win 2 Oscars for the Best Score and Best Original Song. However, when it was shown on television in 1956, it became a massive, beloved hit. What do you guys think of this list? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want me to do more little video facts like this in the future, I'd be very happy to do so. I might do Willy Wonka next. The original one with Gene Wilder. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this video in the comment section down below. If you did like today's video, please make sure that you're hitting the like button. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please make sure you go ahead and do so, as it shows support to me as a creator. It shows that we're actually helping this little family of subscribers grow more. I do upload almost daily, so you guys might want to make sure that you are subscribed with the notification bell on so you do not miss any of my videos. I will see you all next time. Bye.